Live. Oh, oh.
Good job. Good job. Ow! Ooh, got a little nipple there.
That's kind of the point.
They're off-center nipples.
How hairy are you right there, by the way? Like,
Not
can
at all.
I?
We're live, by the way.
I got a little streak right here.
So,
I mean, you're a hairy man, though. You really only have that.
I'm
streak.
not a hairy man,
but
though.
you are with this.
What, in the face? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I went up a
Otherwise.
cup size after I got stung today.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think it's the beard. It's not the bees.
Chris is
It's just the one side.
Are you lopsided?
No, it is swollen. I'm allergic to that shit. I had to take a Benadryl, so that's why I had to.
That explains so much.
That's why I have a full dose of glitch.
Oh, that makes sense. Speaking of
this is gonna
glitch,
be this is gonna be a Chris heavy episode today. The filter is off.
Off. Do we have a soundboard ready for tonight?
That's your soundboard.
Okay.
Could hook it up right here. I don't know if it'll work if I hook it up after that. We haven't used it in a while, so I just kind of leave it off to the side.
Hey, what's up, people?
The music hasn't rolled yet. We can't greet the people.
Welcome to the
It's-
Popcorn
it's
Tribunals.
The Popcorn Tribunal Show.
Yes. Do you like my new shirt?
That's a hoodie.
It's a hoodie, and it says Film School Dropout.
Yeah.
And then on the backside, it's got a sneaky little logo. What?
Whose logo is it?
That is our logo. It's available at shop.popcorntribunal.com.
Yeah.
Part of the new If You Know, You Know line.
Oh.
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 Should I
That's
play
when grab the
along?
guitar and be like,
I should. One of these
What?
days I will.
play it live?
I'll
Can
use
I
the
play
Les Paul
Can
for
I play
that.
the drums while we're doing it?
No.
Do you know how to play the drums, or are you just gonna?
No, I don't know. I'm not that coordinated. I couldn't play the piano or the drums, so I just was a singer.
I'm gonna unbutton my shirt for this one. Let's get loose.
Oh, shit.
It's fucking Jimmy Buffett over there.
All right. He's having a cheeseburger in paradise.
Having all kinds of things tonight.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett, or not. I guess I don't know if he was a bad guy.
Nah, he's cool.
I don't know anything about Jimmy Buffett, so he could have been terrible for all I know.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Tribunal. I'm Tony.
I'm Tony,
That's Tony.
and in the booth we got Tony,
Producer Tony.
and one of us.
Together, we call ourselves Tony, Tony, Tony. It feels good.
Oh man, I hate that
feels
happening.
good.
You started
One of the three of us might be drunk.
Mike, you are too young to know what Tony is.
I know from Rick and Morty though.
That's fair.
Oh, okay.
I know the Rick and Morty joke
That is
about Tony,
perfectly fair.
Tony.
That's perfectly fair.
What about In Vogue? Same era.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Hot AF.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
None of this is.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Sounds like this
Gonna
was,
get it. Can I get
pretty-
the woo 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 woo, Chris?
It sounds like this was probably pretty formative in your mid to late 20s.
Oh, you can go fuck yourself. Wow. The old man jokes never get tiring.
Yeah, I'll listen. You know what? I'll retire the old man jokes when you stop going TV every
Sorry, man.
time I say
Or draw.
The
draw. Yeah,
Win,
there you
lose,
go.
or
early
draw.
the early mid 90s were the shit. Sorry you missed it.
I mean, I was alive. I just wasn't conscious.
Whatever, dude.
I was born in '92.
Yeah, you hadn't popped your first boner by the mid to late 90s.
We literally listened
Fair.
to Vanilla Ice on the school bus.
Oh, yo.
That sounds bad.
All right, stop.
That's-
Collaborate and listen.
Oh, God, we use
Ice
that
is
with my
back
kids.
My brand new invention.
No, we're gonna
something.
get copyright
Grab
struck.
the
No,
hold
no.
of me
If
slowly.
We're
you
gonna
go
get
to
copyright struck.
if you go to my children and you say, "All right, stop," they'll
Do they
say,
say collaborate
they'll
and
say
listen?
collaborate and
That's
listen.
awesome. That's
Because I'm
Well,
a
yeah,
good
most-
parent.
That's
most
some quality
people-
parenting
Most
there.
people know still who Vanilla
Oh,
Ice is
hey,
because he's
Chris,
a
if
meme.
I go a leaky boom boom down, do you know what that's from?
Yeah, but I don't know a single word of
Because
that
this
song.
motherfucker was like, what did you just
I
say?
still don't know what you just said.
Informer
Wow.
by Snow. Did you not Google it?
No.
I even gave you permission at work to Google some random shit.
Yeah,
Probably
that
think
doesn't mean I'm
Radiohead
going
is an
to.
act in the car. I'm just saying.
No, No, I know Radiohead.
Can you
That's a
turn up that
comedy troupe.
radio? I'm getting. Never mind. All right, so let's knock this out of the way. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about some of our sponsors. Okay.
Yes. Chris is still conscious.
Tonight, both you and
I'm
I are drinking
fine.
Azure Infusion.
I left the alcohol in the other room. I'm fine.
No, you didn't. You're a terrible liar.
No, it's right there on the other side of the wall. $10.
Where?
I bet $10. Look, lean out to the other wall.
It's an empty bottle, so that's not a good sign.
It is not.
I
But
don't
it
see
is
the tequila. I just see the 2 beer bottles.
quality silver tequila.
Anyways,
We get a sponsorship?
Blaha and I are drinking Azure Infusion.
Yeah, it's this
from
one.
our friends at Glitch Energy.
Yeah.
It is a delicious raspberry lemonade flavor.
It is
Now,
good.
you may be asking, doesn't Azure mean blue? Because that is the question that you asked.
I did indeed.
So the packaging.
Oh,
does
you just
indeed-
about knocked all those bottles.
I know, right, dude? I saw that.
It's not looking good.
So, anyways, it's because of the game that we've partnered with. What is it called? I can't read that.
I'll read it for you, old man.
Yeah.
It is Greek
Did you
Memories of Azure. So
It's
they did
Grok.
a partnership with Glitch
Grok.
to make their own flavor. What?
It's Grok.
It's-
Groak.
It's an E. It's
Wait, that sounds
Greak.
Klingon. Is it Groch?
Okay.
That's an E.
Groch.
Okay.
O's
Anyways,
are hollow.
Azure is in the title of the name.
And-
However, it is raspberry lemonade. It is
Yes.
delicious.
It is very good.
Um,
I love
right now, actually, check this out. Through the end of August, our partners at Glitch Energy have boosted our code. What? For Glitch Energy. So glitchenergy.com, GLYTCH energy.com.
Mm-hmm.
Use code popcorn at checkout.
That's us.
What do you normally save?
You normally save 20%.
Through the end of August, we have doubled that percentage. You will save 40% off. That is almost half of your order. That's massive. Big deal. I'm actually going to go home and order another shaker because I need a new one.
And you're going to order me one, right?
No,
Okay.
because you have a job. I mean,
You're
I
always
can
threatening to
make
fire
it.
me,
So what? I'm never threatening to fire you.
That's true. I don't believe it, so it's not a threat.
That's true.
Anyways,
Anyway, so yeah, visit glitchenergy.com, support your indie podcast, support Popcorn Tribunal, and use code popcorn at checkout and save 40% off.
indie as an
I
independent
lied.
developer.
I lied. I totally just lied. I forgot. The 40% off isn't at Glitch Energy. I lied.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
I'm
hope they're not
sorry.
watching.
I'm sorry. I lied.
Oh God, we got to redo everything.
No, not everything. I
And
mean,
cut.
from a clip point, we can stop. But so
Everyone ignore Tony.
everyone ignore Tony.
Send them a really nice email and ask if they'll change
Go
it
to
to glitch.
glitchenergy.com, GLYTCH energy.com. Use code popcorn, you'll save 20% off on your
Not
entire
40%.
purchase. If you go to spacepandadelta.com and get some yummy Delta 8 and Delta 9 and CBD gummies, and they have lollipops, use code popcorn, and through the month of August, you will save 40%,
Which is double.
which is
20.
double percent the standard 20. So I apologize. That was my mix-up.
You know what? Honestly, I feel bad because when you said it, I was like, I thought you said Space Panda earlier, but I thought I was just
did.
out of the loop, and so I just let you go.
I did. It's that one shot of tequila that I did.
Fucking
It's
you
not
both
really.
up.
It's just been a long day. But anyways, sorry for the mix-up, and we'll figure out another way to clip this
We're
appropriately.
gonna have to send them a really nice email and just be like, hey, do you think you could just
or maybe we just clip it and send it to them, and just they'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's
like,
funny."
well, you're gonna have to do it, otherwise we're
right?"
getting sued.
I told
so.
7 people that. Yeah. No. So glitchenergy.com, code popcorn, save 20% on your purchase. SpacePandaDelta.com, use code popcorn, save 40% on your purchase. Also, I cracked open the bottle of Scarlet Reaper, so I don't have any display bottles, but pupandthepepper.com.
Mhm.
Award-winning hot sauces, delicious hot sauces, artisan, handmade, and I'm telling you right now, quality product, delicious.
So freaking good.
We use it. Like, this is one of the big things about all of the
Well, I use
products
it
that we talk about
Almost
here,
daily.
is
Oh, yeah.
that we don't promote products that we haven't or wouldn't use. And so Pup and the Pepper has been our partner from the beginning of season 5, and we love them, and their product is quality. Check it out. And if you use code popcorn at checkout, you'll save 10% on your hot sauces. What are you laughing at?
Mom, you sent that text to me.
Who's
She was telling someone about the code.
Oh, that's funny.
It's that I can't type right now, but you sent that to me.
Hey guys, guess what?
Hey, what?
Guess what I'm doing when the show's over?
What are you doing when the show's over?
I'm gonna make some
You
shaved
drinking
steak.
more?
Masturbating with Scarlet Reaper.
Okay.
That sounds like a
What?
terrible idea. Our sponsor
they
would not
condone
appreciate
that?
such
Good
madness.
night.
But I'm down to try it. If the flavor's right. Don't ask. Just don't ask questions. Anyway, I'm gonna make a shaved steak sandwich, and I'm using cilantro verde on the shaved steak, like to season it. and
Post or
everything.
pre-cook?
No, like during cooking, I make a sauce around the shaved steak, and I use
Nice.
cilantro verde every time.
Nice.
And then at the
Is the
end,
steak furry beforehand?
I add a little Scarlet Reaper at the end. But it's so good.
Right, so you don't cook off that vinegar flavor?
Exactly.
What did Mom say?
She said, LOL, sorry.
I once worked with a guy whose dad texted his son like he was texting his girlfriend.
Ooh.
So his parents were married, and I have a screenshot.
His
of it somewhere.
parents were married. Okay.
His parents are married, and his dad sent a text to him and was like, "The thing you did to me this morning with your tongue," and to his son.
No,
Yes.
no,
no.
I have a screenshot
no.
of it. I'll find it and send it to
Do you know
guys.
what? I almost got so unfortunate once, and then luck just had it out where my brother texted me and was like,
You
and he
almost
said
sent
something.
a
And I was like,
dick pic
he
to
was
your
like,
brother?
how weird? How bad would it be if I ate like one of his kids like leftovers? And I was like, I mean, probably not that bad. And then he responded and said something about babe, and I was like, oh hey, you probably meant to send that to your wife.
No.
I am indeed your brother.
Your brother.
Now, what if both of those, the father and son, were
Uh-oh,
just
it's gonna get weird. I can already see it.
no, it's not. I'm going to save the day.
Okay.
What if they were both just huge Kiss fans and had a very strange way of saying hello and goodbye to each other with their tongues?
You said you were gonna say it. And I
Hey,
had some
thank you
faith
for
in you.
coming. Have a great
No, they were
night,
just like, see you
everybody."
later. You know, what?
No, that's very weird.
Oh
No.
boy. Oh boy.
The
Kiss
quality
Army.
of the content from producer Chris this evening is not
It
representative of the views or opinions of this podcast.
I resemble that statement.
Yeah, I'm sure
Um,
you do.
Yeah, so in other news, one of our other partners, OBS Bot. OBS Bot makes some of the highest quality 4K and 8K cameras with facial recognition and tracking out there right now. They also have a great camera called the Meet, which is a 4K standard webcam, exceptional quality product. They also have this really cool project called the Talent, and what it is it's actually a tablet
Hmm.
that you can do a full editing suite on. You can remotely manage the cameras from it. It's really cool stuff. Check them out at obsbot.com. And at checkout, if you use code popcorn, you actually save a little money there too. I think it's between 8 and 10%. They have it narrowed. So tax will give you free tax. But I mean, when you're paying for a quality camera, you're going to pay $300. So saving 8% is
That's
great.
a freaking steal.
Yeah. So they're a new partner. We're happy to have them. We'll have some new cameras here shortly that we'll be using, which will be awesome. So you'll be able to see some of their technology at work.
Considering the camera in
Why
front
are
of
you
you is
staring
about
at
a
me?
I always look at Chris.
the camera in front of you is about $1,200 and probably not as good a quality.
Yeah, but it also includes a phone and a full-blown mobile OS.
True, but it works really well.
I mean, sure.
And my camera, I won't mention the name. It's a pretty high quality camera in here too.
Hey, Chris, do you want to tell us about your day?
But no,
Chris got stung in the titty by a bee.
Oh, Yellow Jacket.
I did. I just switched the camera to me. I got stung right here on the
Hey,
right.
put those away.
I got stung on the right mantitai, right in the armpit region.
Manatee.
And
Manatee.
I've gone up at least
Did
one
you know in
cup
Florida
size.
it's illegal to touch a manatee?
Which makes me sad though, because manatees are so cute.
I know, right?
I love the manatee.
My favorite is when the people are in the water and they come up to them and they're like, "I can't touch you, but I want to
Can
so
I-
bad."
You know what? Here's like I'm gonna admit something, right? And people will scoff
Whoa.
at this. I like Florida. I think Florida's fun. It's got Disney. It's got manatees. We're not gonna talk about SeaWorld.
but
Like
Let me ask you a question:
But-
if Disney didn't have Star Wars, would you feel the same way?
What do you feel about the name Sea Cow?
Mm.
Interesting question, because I don't think I actually did care about Disney that
Yeah.
much. You're onto something.
I'm just saying.
You're onto
Manatees
something,
are also
yeah.
known as sea cows.
Are you sure they're not sea dogs?
No, sea cow. You've never heard that? That's real.
I'm pretty sure they're sea dogs. Can you
sea
Google
cow.
that and find
sea
out?
cow. Fucking Google it. Let's do it.
I thought they were mermaids.
Well,
Sea
see,
cow.
when manatees first started out, they were considered a cow, and now they're dogs.
He's making the goofy joke,
Yeah.
Chris.
God,
It took
this-
you a
He's
little
doing the
bit to
goofy
pick up
bit.
on
No,
it.
it didn't. I just didn't want to engage with it.
All right, so
This
tonight
podcast is getting rough.
we are in the heart of hurricane season, and so I thought let's talk about disaster movies.
That's true. And also, speaking of Disney, some Disney stuff to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna start off. Bla's gonna tell us a little bit about some of the stuff announced at D23. We're gonna talk a little bit about some of the trailers, and then we'll move from that and we'll go and talk about some disaster movies.
First of all, though, speaking of Disney, have you seen the news that's been kind of reported on today regarding Disney?
No, I was working today.
I saw that. Listen, I
was
like,
working between
so
the hours
many-
of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
First time for
working.
everything.
I saw you for multiple of those hours, and
I was working the entire
pretty
time.
true. Pretty true. Multiple people have sent me the story today that in 2020.
What did Iger do?
So in 2022, unfortunately,
2 years ago.
a woman passed away at a restaurant in Disney Springs. Is like the kind of
Yes.
mall area.
Oh,
The
did
Hot
they?
Springs.
Was she drinking their coffee?
No.
It's from Cars. It's the Hot Springs Cafe.
Gotcha.
Oh, sure. Well, so she was at the like mall Disney. There was a restaurant there that she went to eat at,
Uh-huh.
which was supposed to have allergen-free food.
Right.
They turned out to give her food with nuts and dairy in it, and she died of an allergic
I'll give
reaction.
you food with nuts and dairy, okay?
A woman is dead, Tony.
Right.
So
2 years ago, though. I mean, we've moved on.
her husband, ignoring it, her husband sued Disney for wrongful death
Sure.
because they assured her the food was fine.
Sure.
Disney's lawyer
Oh, no.
has come out
What did he
and
say?
tried to say that the lawsuit is invalid because the husband who has started the suit signed up for a free trial of Disney Plus back in 2019, and one of the binding terms in the contract
I will cancel
is-
my Disney Plus tonight.
is that any legal recourse you have against Disney must
Movie-
be settled in arbitration.
Arbitration.
But
instead
Disney
of
Plus is a separate entity under Disney. It will
But
never
it-
hold up in court.
so it already didn't hold up in court.
Yeah.
The court was already like, you're fucking insane.
Exactly.
But the fact that Disney tried to look at a grieving widow.
Okay, Disney didn't. An
Okay,
attorney
Disney's
an
attorney who
thousands of
represented
dollars an
Disney,
hour.
looked at this man and said, "Well, you remember when you wanted to watch The Mandalorian?
That's hilarious.
That is so deeply,
I need you to send me that link so I
I
can
will,
read all
I
of the
will.
details. That
is so
crazy.
deeply Disney fucked."
That's what they
That
get
is-
for starting separate companies and putting
Well,
them under an umbrella where
Yeah,
terms and conditions
instead of
don't.
having everything. Yeah.
Yeah, terms and conditions don't jump.
It's like when McDonald's got sued by the lady who got burnt by the coffee.
Yeah, and it actually was like a real
because
thing.
they're like, "What did you expect it not to be hot? You should have known it was going to
Yeah,
be
they're
hot."
not
Yeah.
ever allowed to
It
serve.
says hot coffee
liquids
on
that
the menu.
hot.
Yeah, didn't they
Yeah.
serve it like 200 degrees
190
hotter?
degrees.
190 degrees hotter than it was supposed to be.
Well, no, it was 190 degrees.
Oh, okay.
It was
Sorry.
40 degrees.
So
hotter
yeah, so
than it was supposed to be.
Disney had a strong weekend with D23, and then
Wow.
they came into this.
I mean,
But-
they've had a good couple of weeks. Deadpool and Wolverine made a shit ton of money.
yeah, and
Then
it's good.
D23 had some great announcements. A couple
Yeah.
flops, but some great announcements.
Yeah, some stuff that people didn't care so much about. I mean, obviously, you know what I'm most excited about was all
Yes,
the Star Wars
Skeleton
stuff
Crew.
that was showed off. Well,
Yeah.
true, there was a. Not that we condone.
When does
leaks.
Outlaw come out, by the way?
Outlaws is end of this month.
Okay.
It's like somewhere in the 20th. I can't remember. exactly.
It's looking terrible, by the way. It looks like it's gotten worse.
What do you
since
mean?
Since they originally announced it, put out the alpha. I've compared the product that they're showing now with alpha footage. It
Like
looks
graphics
terrible.
wise, or
Gameplay wise, graphics wise,
Do
they
you-
changed a voice actor.
who?
I don't know, one of the primary characters they changed.
It's getting like there was like an early like press event,
Yeah.
and I saw some people. Were
I don't
not
give a
big
shit
on
about
it,
reviews, but like
Well,
what
yeah.
it looks like to me, it looks like, you know how I've had a recent conversation about how it feels like AI is getting dumber because of the shit that people are using it
Sure.
for.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's happening with that game is they've dumbed it down from this open world game and it now feels
Huh.
a little more. It looks like it's more. Linear.
I mean, from the stuff I saw from the early event, like it was like a pre D23 event
Yeah.
that they had people out for. I thought it looked really cool. I thought everything looked really good.
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably play it.
Yeah.
I may have to see if I can find someone to get me a free copy of it or
Ooh,
something.
hit me up too with
I mean, you got bigger hookups than I
that.
do.
No,
in the
this one's
gaming
Ubisoft.
world.
So
In
I
the
don't have
gaming world.
any hookups with Ubi.
Ubi booby.
Ubi Booby. But so yeah, so obviously there was a bunch of Star Wars stuff talked about at D23. The main thing was they fully released a trailer for Skeleton Crew.
Well, let's talk about D23, not
Sure.
focus on Star Wars.
Well, I
Let's
wasn't
talk
gonna
about the
focus on
event.
Star Wars.
I know, but let's play to the audience, not to yourself.
My mom loves
Let's
Star
talk about
Wars.
D23. Your mom loves Star Wars because you love Star Wars.
No, that's not true. I was introduced by my
Good for you. Wow, nice job, Mama Blaha.
parents.
Is it Connie? I think.
Connie?
I don't know.
Oh,
You think my mom's name is Connie?
You
I
should
don't
have
know.
just.
Someone.
If you're not sure, don't talk.
I'm not going to tell you my mom's name on air, but I'll tell you later. But Connie?
Go ahead, keep talking.
So for anyone who's unfamiliar, D23 is kind of Disney's specific convention they do every year. It's usually right around the time of SDCC. It's usually a little bit after SDCC, as it was this year. And it's just kind of, it used to be kind of a glorified investors meeting, really, where they would tell like all their investors what was coming for the year. And now it's turned into a whole big event, and it's like a public convention, and people come for it and all that. So that's kind of where they really
Oh, I said it.
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's kind of where
No,
they
you weren't even
really
you weren't even in the
Shut up, Chris.
ballpark.
yeah that you weren't even in the same half of the
Good
alphabet.
Lord.
That's where Disney kind of really lets loose and tells you everything they've got coming up for the near future. My mom said they were Star Wars fans before I was a glimmer in my father's eye, as she
That's
put
disgusting.
it. So obviously, kind of the two properties that get focused on pretty hard at D23 are Marvel and Star Wars, because that's kind of their big consistent sellers. It's hard to miss when it comes to Marvel or Star Wars, even if the product isn't that great. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then they also had some other. There was I think there was a Moana 2 trailer.
There was actually a Moana performance
Yes,
by Auli'i.
Thank you for saying that, because I didn't know how to pronounce
Auli'i.
it. They showed off the new.
If it weren't for Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh my god, shut up. They showed off the new Hercules musical, which actually looked really
Which,
fun.
ironically, since we were just talking about Lupita Nyong'o, the two main characters from the introductory cast of the Hercules Broadway show are African American.
Yeah, so that was actually a big thing. People were talking about.
And he's fantastic. The lead that plays Hercules is amazing.
And of course, there were people who were like, "Oh my god, shut up!"
He's a fucking. He's from the Middle. He's from Egypt.
Yeah,
or wherever.
Dude's fantastic. Dude was fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, they kind of followed up a little more on some of their plans for Marvel. Kind of the big bomb that dropped at SDCC was that Robert Downey Jr. was coming back, which I still don't know how I feel.
So, I've been doing some research on the Doctor Doom Iron Man crossover. I encourage you to do some looking into that.
I'm super familiar with it.
Because the story works.
Yeah. Oh, so my worry isn't so much the story. My worry is, are they just going to try? They're trying to bring Robert Downey Jr. to have a reliable face, and they're going to turn it bland. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. I think what happened is Marvel sat down and said, how are we going to introduce Doctor Doom? Since we already tried twice with the Fantastic Four and it fucking failed.
Yeah.
So I think because RDJ and the Iron Man situations is basically the staple of the Marvel universe, that continuing that storyline works. And I'm kind of excited for it. Because the research that I've done and some of the strips that I've actually read from those comics, it seems like a pretty cool story.
It's a fun story. My worry isn't the material they're using. My worry is, will it get dumbed down for the movies? Because Marvel's been a little disappointing for me in recent years.
Well, that's a you problem.
It's a wider than me problem. You're one of the few people I know who's still very.
Here's the thing. No, I agree with you. There's been some failures from but I think the problem has been, they went here. And then they said, okay, what we need to do is we don't want to Fast and Furious it, right? We don't want to put out 7, 8, and 9 and have them just suck just to put out movies, right? So what are we gonna do? Let's do another Marvels movie. Which actually, the second Marvels movie I thought was better
I loved
than the
yeah.
original
We
Captain
we
Marvel.
both really liked
Yeah.
that. We saw that one together. We really
Yeah.
liked it.
I liked the chemistry in the cast. I think it picked up from the TV series of the Miss Marvel.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I think there have been quality opportunities, but I think the biggest problem is that this phase has been heavily female led, and I think a lot of the Marvel community is very
Texas.
SJW misogynist kind of scenario. I mean, you're preaching to guys who live in their mom's basement and read comic books.
Yeah,
you know?
they're scared. They're scared of the strong women.
Correct. And I mean, it started with the Eternals, and it's kind of gone downhill from there. And I loved the Eternals.
I will never forgive them for killing the Eternals. That movie was great.
They haven't killed the second one yet.
We're probably not getting it.
I know, but so they did announce Harry Styles as a part of the coming in the Marvel
Yeah,
universe. He
yeah,
was a
yeah.
part of that, as well as the rest of the cast of the Eternals. So fingers crossed.
We'll probably still get some.
Patton Oswalt. I mean, come on.
my kind of thought is the
But
Eternals.
they'll put a male director associated.
Yeah, I think my kind of thought is the Eternals are going to turn into the Hulk, where the Hulk was a big part of Marvel, but he didn't really have.
Not until they recast it.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, even as Mark Ruffalo, he never got his own movie. He was always a
Yeah.
tag on in something else or part of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Obviously, they showed some footage from the Thunderbolts. That looked like
Yes.
it was going to be pretty cool.
They also showed some footage from the new Captain America.
Yes. Yeah. Harrison Ford looking pretty neat. As
Can I just
Red
say,
Hulk.
I love the fact that, why can't I think of his name?
Anthony Mackie.
Thank you. Anthony Mackie is playing up the Tom Holland.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen the Falcon movie.
Yeah.
He said he's bringing Tom Holland as his date to the
Yeah,
premiere
I
of the
did- I
movie. I
saw
thought
that,
that was
yeah.
hilarious. And he always brings his mom.
Yeah.
She's like, this year my mom's not going. I'm taking Tom Holland. I thought that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
I love that like beef between them. So
well, what I love about it too is like, I feel like Mackie still really believes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I fucking love, right?
Yeah.
Because he's been a tertiary character throughout.
yeah, for a while, people forget how long he's been
Yeah.
in, like how old Winter Soldier
Yeah.
is.
And then he got the series, and the series wasn't panned, right? Like
Yeah.
critics loved it, audience was okay on
Audience
it. I
was
loved
mixed.
it.
I
thought
liked
it
it a
was
lot.
great.
Yeah.
I even like a lot of the audience complained because there's the race line to it. Like I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I love the fact that Captain America was, or that the Winter Falcon,
Sure.
was just a normal dude, right?
Yeah.
A soldier. He's not a super soldier, or
Yeah.
wasn't. I think along the line something happened, and I think we'll probably find, like, because remember at the end of the series, the super soldier serum had become a conversation
Oh, sure. I
point.
kind of hope they don't serum him though. I like that's the one thing I like about Falcon and Falcon as Cap in the comics is
Yeah.
that he is more of a grounded.
So if I
hero.
remember correctly, and I could be wrong, don't check me on this, but if I remember correctly, there's in the comics the Falcon was killed or was dying, and the only way to save him
Sure.
was to give him the super soldier
That
serum.
sounds right, but I've kind of fallen off with
Yeah.
the comics in like recent issues.
I don't know. I'll research a little bit and have a little more data,
Okay.
but I think that's what happened, which would explain how he got the
Yeah.
super soldier serum.
Fantastic Four, everything they showed.
Dude, I
looks
love
great.
how retro it reminds me of what the Jetsons movie would have looked
Yeah.
like.
I loved this. Some people complained about the suit that they showed off. That
No.
what's
The
it,
baby blue?
Joseph Quinn
Yeah.
looked so cool,
Dude, can I just say that the sexual chemistry between Pedro Pascal and
Vanessa Kirby.
oh my god, if they are fucking, they will be.
I was showing my partner some of those.
The way
like,
that they're always like
Yeah.
touching each other.
well, and so
and-
that's actually like not.
I
Only
mean, Pedro is very like he deals with a lot of anxiety.
yes, I thought I was gonna say that's like there's kind of the like people keep pointing
Yeah.
at the chemistry between them, but that's also kind of sweet because he's an anxious person
yeah.
and she's
But
very
every
much
time
like, on
she touches
to,
him, like he just
super chill.
just
I did like I looked at
Like,
my
tell me that you don't like. I mean, there is some fucking
Oh, yeah, no.
chemistry. Like
I-
I've seen chemistry in movies,
yeah.
right? Like this chemistry is insane.
Yeah, and no, I was like showing
Yeah.
I was showing my partner some clips of it and I was like, I don't know what I would do if a person was talking to me like that. Like or looking at me
if
like
I'm
that,
single
man.
and a woman looks at me like that, we're married.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Well,
It's
it doesn't
over.
hurt that
Game over.
Vanessa Kirby so pretty.
Stunning.
Mm.
And
English.
I forgot that she was in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, she was in 2 of them.
Yeah, she's
Also in 2 of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to Fantastic Four. That was
So
one.
Joseph bothers me.
Joseph
I'm
Quinn?
still
Really?
we talked about this a couple episodes ago. So after Stranger Things, when
Yeah.
I saw him in The Quiet Place,
Mhm.
something about his mouth.
Oh
just
yeah, you
bothers
thought he's
me.
got a punchable face.
Just bothers me. But then I watched some of the YouTube videos that he did during the promo period
Yeah.
for, and he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
Super talented, which I
Me-
was not aware
an actual
of. He
musician.
plays like every instrument.
He
known to
actually
man.
played the
Yeah.
what Master of
He
Puppets.
played with
for Stranger
Metallica a
Things.
couple shows.
Yeah.
But I don't know. However, I will say this. I'm excited to see this movie. I think I
So
love the
stoked.
retro feel and
Yeah.
look of everything. I think it'll be cool.
Did you happen to see the leaked footage from it? Because
I
okay,
didn't.
so the frustrating thing about Disney, and Disney does this at D23, they do it at SDC, they do it at Star Wars
Where they take
Celebration.
phones, so-
They will show these trailers at closed events,
or they'll
and
show 4 minutes of footage.
I
and-
understand that people are paying premium ticket prices to see this shit, but you could also charge. I would have paid money to have a live stream access for it, but so they'll come up with these. I mean, that's the frustrating thing about like Skeleton Crew.
Mhm.
We're all talking about how great this trailer is. There's people who saw that trailer a year and a half ago at Star
Yeah.
Wars Celebration, and it's just been floating around. Like no one's been able to. So that's kind of frustrating. But D23 is a little more lax, and so people were able to get a lot of cam
Yeah.
footage. The footage for Fantastic Four looks great.
I haven't seen it. I'll find it.
they-
But
yeah.
so yeah, like so we saw Fantastic Four,
Yeah, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Cap.
Thunderbolts, by the way, I wasn't expecting it to be as what's her character's name?
Florence Pugh.
What's
Yelena Belova.
Yeah, it's Yelena Heavy.
Yes.
Like it's Yelena. The
I-
footage is Yelena Heavy.
I do feel like I need to say this right now too. What the fuck did they do to Sebastian Stan's hair/facial hair combination for that movie?
So here's the thing. I was actually no. I saw that this morning. I was like, what the fuck is happening? This is an attractive man.
yeah.
Look into the comic. of
Okay,
the
is it
Winter
a little more
Soldier.
comic accurate?
Because he's I think it has something to do with withdrawals
Okay.
from the way that they're getting the
Oh, okay.
Because remember, he still has the CIA whatever.
Well, no, they
imprints.
broke that in.
Yeah, but they have to fully get it out of
That's
his
I
system.
did, yeah, no, something about the combination of the goatee and then the
Yeah.
middle part. I was like, man, what did they do to that
The
man?
Dutch boy hairstyle. Yeah.
But
But the other thing too, though, is there's like when him pulling his arm out of the dishwasher, like
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. There's some
Yeah.
cool stuff. Yeah.
I honestly, I've been kind of disappointed with Marvel, and it's kind of like heartbreaking almost because it was so good for so long.
But here's the thing: film school dropout. I
Yes.
still enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I still,
From a critically panned situation, yes.
yeah,
But I'm enjoying going. Like people are like Borderlands has a 0%, I think 3%. And you were right, by the way. I want to say that on the air. But like I still want to go see it because it's a fucking movie, and
Sure,
I
yeah.
love movies. That's
Yeah.
why we do this.
yeah,
So this is why we have our film school dropout line because it doesn't fucking matter what the cinematography looks like.
yeah. And
The writing, but the cinematography, it's a fucking movie, man.
yeah, I still think a lot of the Marvel properties are fun, but they're
Do
also
you read books that are bad books and you find out when you read them? But you still read a book because you use your
I
imagination.
mean, I usually don't
to
finish
create
it if I
this
think it's
movie.
bad. What was it? Oh, Daredevil Born Again was the other thing. That
I
they
haven't
showed.
seen any of the footage from that.
Oh,
But the cast is amazing. I
Yeah.
love the John Bernthal.
pretty much everyone's coming back from the Marvel.
Who's the
or the
redhead?
Netflix. Deborah Ann Wool.
Was she and John Bernthal ever in a relationship together?
I don't know, but they have really good chemistry as like
Yeah.
a pair. Yeah.
It's so here's the John Bernthal. He has a great podcast. The women that he has been paired up with in series or movies, he's really, really good friends with them. And it's not suspicious because he's married.
Yeah.
But the friendships that he establishes with people based around emotional connection,
Yeah.
or like the girl from The Walking Dead,
Mhm.
they have a great friendship and it's based around dog adoption and
Yeah.
fostering and dog rescues.
Sarah Wayne Callie.
Yeah, it's I like that dude. And then the podcast that he did with Shia LaBeouf when no one else would touch Shia LaBeouf. right? Like
Yeah.
that was a great episode.
John
He
Bernthal's
seems like a
very
good dude.
he seems like a very thoughtful person.
Yeah.
He's good at having conversations and drawing a lot out of people.
Did you just say drawing?
Yeah, drawing a lot out of them.
But
But you know,
yeah, Daredevil looks
it looks
fantastic.
fantastic.
I like the artwork where they have the 4 different helmets,
Yeah,
things
was
like
cool.
that. I was a little leary of the new Matt Murdock when he first took over.
Oh,
Post
back
Ben
in the
Affleck.
Netflix
Yeah.
era.
And I thought he was great.
Yeah, I love him.
So I'm excited to see
This
that.
is Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also excited that one of my favorite actors of all time is back as the Kingpin.
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of what they did with Kingpin in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And then Echo.
Yeah.
Because I thought the fun thing about Kingpin was always that he wasn't a super powered supervillain. He was just a scumbag mobster. And then
I've
Hawkeye,
always known Kingpin to be superpowered.
well, he's always been like kind of like really buff and strong and hard to take down, but he wasn't like,
He was never buff. He was just big.
yeah. And but then in Hawkeye they tried to like make him actually super powered, like he was like ripping cars in half or some shit, and it was like, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it in Hawkeye. I hope it was a little more leveled out in Echo,
Mhm.
even though that show wasn't that great either. I
I
hope
never
that
watched. This is the one I don't think I've
I
ever
didn't think
watched.
I don't think I finished it.
Yeah.
I hope that they go back to more of a kind of grounded Kingpin versus Matt Murdock kind of deal in this show. But yeah, so that all looked great. I thought the Skeleton Crew trailer was incredible. Moving on to Star Wars
Skeleton
a
Crew
little bit.
trailer looks fantastic.
Chris, if you haven't seen the trailer for Skeleton Crew yet, I think you'll love it because it's
Yeah.
very Amblin like 80s.
Reminds me
action
of Time
adventure.
Bandits. is what I-
Yeah.
what I
I'll have a
mentioned.
look.
It's almost like when I was watching it, I was like, this has a very ET kind of Star Wars.
Or
vibe.
Voyager. Do you remember the movie Voyagers?
No.
Okay.
No. But so that looked really cool. There was a leaked teaser trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes.
And
I didn't see it. But I
my
heard about
biggest
it.
worry about Mandalorian and Grogu being
I've already talked
movie-
to you about mine.
I don't remember though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that maybe they took 2
Oh,
seasons and
yeah,
put it
okay,
together
yeah,
into
yeah.
a movie? Yeah.
My biggest worry was I didn't know if the vibe and the look would transfer from TV to movies, because even if it's high quality TV, it's different. There's
Yeah.
a different vibe.
Speaking of which, before you move on from
Yes.
that, did you see at the beginning of D23 during the live stream portion of it?
Yeah.
That they showed the AI generated atmosphere that they're using.
Oh yeah, the volume.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really
which
really
is
sick.
crazy.
It's
cool.
really
Yeah.
sick.
Okay, sorry, because that's what
Um,
they're using in the new Mandalorian
yeah.
and Grogu movie. Okay.
They showed off some closer kind of scenes and then a big open kind of set piece
Yeah.
scene. It looked so fucking
I haven't
cool.
seen it yet, but
It
I
looked-
love Pedro Pascal and he's really growing on me. So I think
I will I will I mean the movie's like 2 years out.
Yeah.
So who knows what'll be in it, but the teaser does show our boy Mando taking on like 3 of those big AT-AT walkers from Empire. And it just looks cool. I was kind of iffy about whether I was excited about the movie. Seeing the footage finally, I literally was sitting there like, like it looks
squealed like a little girl.
yeah, it looks real cool. There was unfortunately no real details about the Rey movie or anything. They didn't really talk about Sean Levy's Star Wars movie, which I want to hear more about. And they better. It was kind of up in the air about whether they
Levy.
do it. Is it Levy? It was kind of up in the air about whether they do it. And after how good Deadpool and Wolverine did, if
Yeah.
they don't do that, that's
So I have a friend
Mhm.
who is
job.
he works on film crews,
Mhm.
and through that association, and then I have another buddy who's actually a working director of photography in Hollywood,
nice.
and I've heard rumblings from both of them
Mm.
that Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy are writing a Gambit movie.
I mean, Channing Tatum was fantastic as Gambit,
Yeah.
and that I already wanted a Gambit movie anyway because he's my second favorite
Yeah.
X-Man. My first favorite is Jubilee, and if you're gonna fight me about it, come fight me to my face.
You and your uwu girls.
I love Jubilee, dude. The firework. Come
Yeah.
on, imagine if she'd been in Endgame, put a little firework in Thanos' ass and blow him up. Come on.
But first of all, I think it fits, right? Because Gambit is a foul mouth, kind of sarcastic.
Yeah.
You know, he's not necessarily Deadpool. obviously he'll have to tone down the Cajun accent a little
Yeah,
bit.
I thought he did pretty good in Deadpool and Wolverine, but
Oh
I
no, no,
can't
he
imagine a whole
doctored it.
movie.
Like Ryan Reynolds told him, he said in an interview, Ryan told me he doesn't want to know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
even though the dialogue is written. He doesn't want it to sound like yeah. But and Channing has been very hush hush. Like people will ask him, he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't talk about that, right? And that may be Marvel, but let me tell you something. I think that Sean Levy is. First of all, I think if we're talking about who's going to take Marvel to the next level, it's fucking gotta be Sean Levy.
And if they could ever bring Jon Favreau back, but I think they're gonna have trouble tearing him away
Yeah.
from Star Wars at this point.
But he gets that world,
Yeah.
you know. Even in Free Guy, you know, it was still kind of had that comic book world kind of feel.
I did hate that
I
movie.
also think if they did another Ready Player 2, if they did ever do Ready Player 2,
I hope they
that
don't.
like Sean Levy would be great in directing that.
I
kind of
think
movie, too.
he would be great for directing that movie, but I hated Ready
I think
Player
the other thing too is I think that Ryan Reynolds is creative enough. I
Mhm.
can't wait for the first time he directs a movie
Yeah.
because I think if he directs a movie and doesn't put himself in it, I think that we're all going to be pretty surprised at how good it
Yeah.
is because the marketing shit that he does, the creativity that his marketing firm has.
Yeah.
You know, he's a businessman. I mean, he made $1 billion last year without his movie salary. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting because people say that Blake is ready to direct too, and she's always been really heavily involved in the production and things of that sort too.
She looks like she's itching for it when she's hijacking Justin
Jesus
Baldoni's
fucking
movies.
Christ. You know,
I can't
but here's
believe
the
how
thing:
that's
she's going to
evolved.
destroy your career.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what she's doing right now is Justin has the right tone
Yeah.
for what that book needs, for what that movie needs to be about.
Mhm.
And she's hijacked it and turned it into this little TikTok press tour.
I can't believe how that story has evolved since we talked about
Yeah.
it just a week ago.
Yeah.
Because like I went home and was
Justin's on fucking vacation in Sweden where his wife is from.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, his wife is posting TikTok videos of like fans coming up to him and crying about their domestic violence situations. And she's posting like Vogue, ask me anything questions. And it's like,
Yeah.
the tone is just way fucked up.
My thing is, I understand that every actor wants to at least get the nomination for best
We just
actor
kind of
actress.
transitioned away from D23.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
sorry.
transition back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But to try to ride off the back of a movie that is about this type of theme,
Yeah.
to be like, this is my Oscar run.
And don't get me
Fuck
wrong.
you.
If you read the book, and I've actually started reading the book, the tone is very bubbly, like
Yeah, I mean,
lovey-dovey.
I've definitely heard from people
Yeah.
there's some problems with that book too.
So
and,
it's not as much problematic as it is the reality, right? So the reality is when you get in that kind of a relationship, everything up front is like, oh my God, he's amazing, or she's, you know, oh my God, because abuse happens on both sides, right? So I don't just want to point out, oh my God, he's amazing. Because
sure.
I mean, I was in a relationship for 6 years where she was not good.
Yeah.
But that's what it starts out like. That's what the book is written like. And it's
Yeah.
that way on purpose. And the reason for that is because they want you to fall in love with these characters just like Lily did in the movie. And so the chemistry that they had in the movie was actually pretty palpable just
Sure.
from the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
But
Which is horrifying, obviously, because that's the point.
that's
you know?
the point, right? Is you fall in love with these characters, you fall in love with their story,
Yeah.
and then you realize behind closed doors, she's getting the shit beat out of her.
Yeah.
And there's a scene that I saw where she just had the baby, and he's in the hospital room with her, and she looks him dead in the eyes, and she's just got, and Blake killed this scene, right? No matter what we want to say about her, she killed.
Oh
this
yeah,
scene.
no.
She looks, you can see the pain on her face, and she looks at him and says, you know, what if you found out that her boyfriend raped her or beat her or pushed her down the stairs a week before the baby was due? And he looks her dead in the eyes and kind of looks down, and he's like, I would, you know, tell her that it's time to end that relationship, that she should leave him. And then she asked him another question, and it's just like, fuck yeah, girl, like
Yeah.
get it. You know, so I'm intrigued to get to that point in the book.
Sure.
I hope that there's some sort of conclusion to this drama around it, right? because I think telling those kind of stories is very important from a cinematic world
Mhm.
and from a life lesson kind of a world.
Yeah.
Um, and Justin Baldoni is such an empathetic human being.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows the man, everyone that's worked with him doesn't have a bad thing to say about him.
Yeah.
So like I said last week, I hope it's a part of the promotion for the movie.
Doesn't seem like it is though,
Well,
unfortunately.
here's the thing. We talk a little bit about the brilliance of Ryan Reynolds, right?
Sure.
So he's a part of the production staff of the movie just
Yeah.
by proxy, right?
Yeah.
And so the reality is I haven't read the second book,
Mhm.
but I'm wondering if this drama that's surrounding this, which could lead to Blake directing the second movie, is kind of mirroring some of that relationship.
Man, I gotta be honest. If that turns out to be the case, that's almost more gross to me.
It depends on how it concludes.
Yeah.
You know, like I said about everyone, I give everyone an opportunity to have that arc of what's the fucking word?
Redemption.
Thank you. Everyone deserves a redemption
Red
arc,
Dead Redemption.
right? And so it'll be interesting to see how it all concludes. But I kind of hope it is not genuine. I hope it's all TikTok. Reddit
Yeah, I
bullshit.
mean, he did hire a crisis manager.
Well, he hired a PR firm who
Yeah.
happened to have handled PR for one person at one point or another.
Sure. Isn't it Johnny Depp or something?
Yeah, it was Amber Heard.
Yeah. But anyway,
So, anyways,
so D23 was really nice. But yes, I mean, hopefully that.
No, but seriously,
resolves.
let's go back to D23. Anything
Yeah.
else important?
The
The Tron trailer looks amazing.
Tron trailer looked really cool. They showed the Mufasa trailer.
No, move on.
I just what I still
Move on.
No, hold on. I have
No.
to say this. Why do they keep billing that as a live action movie?
I know. Yeah.
It's not live action.
No.
Lions don't really talk.
No, they don't.
But yes, I mean that was the big stuff. I mean, they really focused a lot of time on Marvel and Star Wars getting it out. Moana kind of took up the other big bit of it. But yeah, I mean,
There was a great performance of Like a Prayer by Ari, the girl who just won American Idol.
Yeah. No,
With the whole Deadpool monologue and Deadpool dancing to the performance.
Yeah, and they released that cut of the song from the movie on the wider internet now, so that's been all over the place.
Yeah, the licensing fees got covered when they realized their box office. Because Madonna originally wasn't going to let them release it simply because she's releasing a greatest hits album.
Oh, okay.
And so,
fuck you, Madonna. But yeah,
she's gone off the deep end, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, D23, Disney's future in media looking pretty bright. Their future in the courtroom, not so much. But
I don't know, man.
What you did?
Disney attorneys will be just fine. What?
What did you did?
Chris was asleep back there while we were talking about Disney.
Not at all.
No, I know. Don't worry, buddy.
I kicked the power block, but it stayed on.
Oh, okay. You almost killed the whole podcast.
I know, right?
You just suddenly cut out and you being like, Madonna's gone crazy.
You just kill your
She got
headphones. That's all.
Not fair.
Not fair. I can still hear shit.
Huh?
But so now on to talking about movies that we have watched.
Well, yeah, it's hurricane season. I hadn't gotten an opportunity to watch Twisters, and I did watch Twister, and so I was like, I gotta watch this movie.
Twister is so good.
It is. Bill Paxton is fantastic. Helen Hunt was fantastic.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Rip.
Carrie
Elwes.
Is it Elwes or is it
Yes,
Ewes?
it's Elwes.
Okay.
And so in this one we get where the Crawdads sings Daisy Edgar Jones.
And Glenn Powell.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Daisy Edgar Jones.
Okay.
I love her.
Yeah.
But I love her in the movies. Because they say
this?
the camera adds 10 pounds.
Okay.
And when she has that extra 10 pounds, stunning. But doing press, I got a little concerned about how skinny she was.
Okay. I mean, she could just be tiny.
Almost Ariana Grande skinny.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really watched a lot of
But
the
her
press
American
films.
accent was fantastic.
That's true.
And then I made you watch it today. I actually,
You didn't even make me watch it. I wanted to watch
I
it.
made you watch it.
No,
You
no.
to a
Let's be clear.
chair.
Let's be clear. I wanted to watch it. You
I
gave
made
me
him watch
permission
it.
When
to
he
watch
broke
it
the
at
glass
work.
bottle
I
over
gave him
your
permission
head.
to watch it at work because I
He-
wanted to talk about it tonight.
Now, in fairness, just in case anyone's watching, we couldn't actually do a lot of work today for a different circumstance. That wasn't our fault.
What are your thoughts on Glenn Powell?
I think
Just in general, not just this movie.
I think he's very fun. I think he's got a lot of good personality. I think he needs to disappear for a little bit. Not
He's
like
in everything.
Not like I think like, oh, I hate this guy. He shouldn't be in movies anymore. I think he needs to, while he's at the peak of all the goodwill the public's giving him because everyone loves him, he needs to vanish for a little bit and not like
Or
wear
do
himself
something
out.
different that people don't care about.
Yeah. He needs to just
Get a girlfriend and go take a vacation.
Yeah, he needs to just chill out for a little bit, not be quite so visible because you can spend all that social capital in a second.
Yeah.
If you do just like something that just irks people a little bit. I think he should just disappear until the next Top Gun.
I disagree. I think that Glenn Powell feels like and sounds like a genuine human being.
Yeah, he seems cool. So as hell.
Puts his parents in everything that he's in.
Yeah.
He's really humble and really connected with what works.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a kind of a quick TikTok with him
Mhm.
where someone on the cast came backstage at the soundstage when they were filming Top Gun, and he was pumping before the beach scene,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was genuinely embarrassed that he was getting videoed with his shirt off.
Yeah.
And this man's 4% body fat. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
He's in great shape.
You and I will never, nor have we ever looked like that guy.
You don't know my past.
Okay. I like that Anyone But You kind of brought back the raunchy romantic comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the chemistry that he has with everyone that he plays with.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Like we talked a little bit about Pedro. Like he has a playful romantic chemistry with all of the romantic leads that he works with.
He's almost at that like Austin Butler level of where they can't
Ugh.
have women interview him.
No
because
one is
he's too
fucking
goddamn
near
charming.
Austin, but Jesus Christ. Can we talk a little bit about that motherfucker?
I can't believe I thought that was a fake
I can't
news
believe
story.
Disney Kid has turned into I'm gonna slide off this stool.
I thought that was a fake news story,
No,
and
dude.
people were like, "No, we literally can't send
Yeah.
women to interview." her."
No.
Like,
Even some of the men that they send to interview.
well,
like,
yeah, I mean,
There's that guy who famously does the Today Show in Australia.
yeah.
And he said the same thing. He's like, that dude is charismatic as
He could start.
fuck.
He could. Have you ever played Far Cry? Any of the Far
No.
Cry games? Okay, he'd start a great cult. Is all I'm saying. Austin Butler is what Jared Leto wishes he could be.
But the thing about him too, though, is we talk a little bit about genuine human beings.
He
I
seems cool.
think that's genuinely who he is.
Oh yeah, he doesn't seem like skeezy or weird.
Yeah, so people talk about method actors, and he said that when he was playing Elvis, he knew he had to go method to play Elvis.
Sure.
And to this day, he still has a little bit of that twang, and he recognizes it, and he's tried to get rid of it. But the reason is because he immersed himself in Elvis for months.
Do you think he'll die on the toilet like the ghost of that'll
No,
be like the last thing
That'd
to
be
haunt him?
terrible. But what I love about him is he recognizes it and calls himself out
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
But also he recognized that he can't do that anymore. He can't play method actor because it affects everything about him. And he's talked about it many, many times. But dude, that like
I'm so bummed that he didn't get stuck in the Fade Ralph voice like he did the Elvis voice. Because how fucking funny would that have been if for like a year this means we're gonna be like, yes, dude, the movie was very good. Had a good time with everyone behind the scene.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but I think leading men are in good hands moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Tom Cruise is getting old, Brad Pitt's getting old.
Yeah.
George Clooney is old. You know, and it's like if we look at the next generation of leading men, we've got the guy from The Acolyte,
Manny Jacinto?
who they just announced is playing the leading role in a new romantic comedy.
Yeah, Freaky Friday 2.
And Freakier Friday. Plays Lindsay Lohan's husband.
Yeah.
Say Attack of the Clones.
And then you've got Austin Butler,
Austin Butler.
Glenn Powell. So I think leading man
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, which is crazy because he's been a working actor for
Yeah, he was in
3
fucking
years,
Buffy the Vampire
right?
Slayer.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
in Buffy, Mom. Did you know that?
With no mustache, or
Clean
beard.
shaven. And
My
look-
mom and I used to watch Buffy. My dad hated that show, and my mom and I would guilty pleasure sneak in Buffy
Dude, I just
whenever
watched
he
a
wasn't in the room.
3.5 minute video of her and Spike with all of their outtakes. It was pretty funny
I like that.
because Spike kept saying "fuck."
Oh yeah.
He would because they would improv, but he's English and he would just drop "fuck" all the
I
time.
almost said his name was James Marsden. Isn't James like Masterson?
And Sarah's like, "You just said fuck twice." Ah, I just said fuck.
I said fuck. Oh god.
It's funny. So in this movie, I didn't know.
Back to Twisters.
I didn't know what Glenn Powell's character was going to be. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to be the Carrie Elwes role. Ramos, what's his first name? Anthony Ramos.
Anthony Ramos from In the Heights.
He's charismatic as fuck too.
I love him. Yeah. Do you have you ever seen In the Heights? By the way.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you'd experienced him.
He kind of played an asshole, but wasn't really an asshole.
like sort of. He was
an opportunistic.
Oh, by the way, shout out. Regarding Twisters, shout out if you're watching.
Yeah. He's not.
He's not. He was like the good-hearted character who is wrapped up with.
He meant
shitheads.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was one storyline that I was disappointed they didn't continue the conversation around. And that was the moment that he looked at her and said, "You know, you aren't the only one that lost."
Yeah, I
3
kind of
great
wish
friends.
they'd.
Was that McKenna Grace, by the way?
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking that. I meant to ask you that. I totally forgot that. I think it is McKenna
Yeah, we
Grace.
should look that up.
Chris, Google if McKenna Grace is in Twisters.
Because whoever it was looks a lot
Thanks,
like her.
buddy. I love you. It's either her or the one from Sabrina. What's her name?
Sabrina?
Yeah, from the Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of
Oh,
Sabrina.
I don't fucking know.
What's her name?
I was already 40 by the
Kiernan
time that
Shipka.
show. I don't know who that is. Anyways, I think it was McKenna Grace
I think
because
it
she
was
looked
too.
a lot like the girl from
Not
Ghostbusters.
seeing
It's either I would think it's
her.
either her or Kiernan Shipka. But
Yeah.
anyways,
So I was a little disappointed that storyline evolved from facts. I lost 3 people as well to using that at a moment to drive her away.
yeah,
Felt a little awkward. There was a little bit of clarification at the very end when he's like, "Yeah, it's about fucking time," you know?
yeah,
Because he never at any point was like, "Go get the girl," you
Yeah.
know? And I was always worried that was what was going to come between them, was her. And it never really did, which I kind of enjoyed.
yeah.
Because he knew her fiance, and I didn't want. It would have felt a little awkward, and they never went there. But I waited for it.
Yeah. No, I do. I thought the whole time I was watching, I kept thinking there are some parts of this that I think are better than Twister, and there are some parts where Twister's just too close. Like the one.
Bro,
thing-
how weird was it when you found out who her mom was, though? I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you had to feel old, going, "Oh my god, she's playing a mom to a 20-some-odd
I
year
mean,
old."
I didn't feel that old because
Shut up.
she's always been older than me. But no, I had the only moment where I kind of was like, all right, with Twisters was when she does. They kind of tried to recreate the iconic Bill Paxton scene from
With the
Twister.
chickens?
No, where he walks up and he grabs the handful of dirt and is like watching where the wind blows. And in this movie, they had her go up and do it with like a dandelion. And I was like, all right, I get that there's kind of like the handoff here, but it's something about like that Bill Paxton. That's such a good Bill Paxton moment. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, and here's the interesting thing is, like, you can tell by dirt quality, the dirt, when the barometric pressure drops, it'll dry really quickly or it'll get really cold.
Yeah.
So I just don't know if there's anything about a dandelion.
Well, no. The dirt and the dandelion both is they're checking the wind shear versus the direction of the clouds to see. That's the whole point of that. Did you know Bill Paxton's son was in Twisters? By the way,
Where?
he's the guy at the motel that's yelling at the counter. He's like, my cable went out.
I
and
thought
the
he was
power went
bald.
out."
It is Shipka, not Grace.
It was Kiernan Shipka.
It is.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
They look a lot alike.
They
man.
know they really. Yeah,
That's
they.
crazy.
Well,
They-
there's actually a review mentioning this. Multiple people have been.
Yeah, they often.
Yeah.
McKenna Grace often plays young Kiernan Shipka and stuff.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Yo.
Think about the movie Twisters.
Okay.
who is about to blow up from the movie Twisters.
Who is about
That is
to
not
blow
Glenn
up?
Powell and not Daisy Edgar Jones.
Katie O'Brien.
Nope.
I do love Katie O'Brien though. I don't know, who are you thinking of?
Superman.
David Corn Sweat's in that movie.
Yep.
I completely forgot
Right?
that.
I was like, hold up.
Is he the asshole?
He's the MIT graduate on Anthony Ramos'
my
team.
God.
Yes, dude. I'm telling you.
I completely fucking forgot about
I
that.
saw him and I was like, hold up.
I forgot. I don't really know his face.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot.
We will. Apparently, he's really good.
Oh yeah, I mean he was
James
good.
Gunn has been singing his praises.
He
from
was
day
good in
one.
this movie too.
Yeah.
And then I do like that Katie O'Brien has been getting a lot of stuff. She's the like kind of the real strong girl on the team. She's in
the drone
Mandalorian.
operator.
No, that's the kind of the hippie girl. Katie O'Brien's the one who was like, she's like she was in Love Lies Bleeding. She's kind of like she's like
Why do you keep flexing?
because that's her big thing is she's like a strong girl. She was like an MMA fighter or some shit.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
love her.
She's actually. I think she's goes by they them pronouns.
I think she they. I think
Is it she, they?
I think Katie O'Brien is she they.
But yes, no, I like Katie O'Brien.
And I during like interview junkets, people kept asking her like, "Oh, what do you feel about the fact that Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones don't kiss by the end of the movie?" And
I need to watch Love Lies
and she
Bleeding.
was like, "Oh, I don't care." She's like, "Why are you asking me this? This is a stupid question." Like she's got a very Harrison Ford kind of interview presence. I love her. She's great in The Mandalorian. I really hope she uses she they.
But if for some reason
I'm wrong.
she
Let me
gets to
know if
watch
I'm wrong.
this. I mean, she doesn't have her pronouns listed
Yeah.
on. It says she her actually.
Oh, okay. I
good.
love her. She's so great in The Mandalorian. She was great in Love Lies Bleeding.
So she took over the Gina Carano
No.
character.
She's the Imperial who's in like Moff Gideon's crew, and then in like season 3,
Oh
she
yeah,
does
yeah,
that. She's got that whole kind of plot line of being like a mole on Coruscant. She's awesome, and she's so good in like all the behind the scenes stuff. She's so and like Love Lies. She's one of those actors who had like she petitioned for a long time to be in Love Lies Bleeding, and then wound up
Is
getting
that
the
the
role.
Jennifer Lopez movie?
No, that's oh god, who's in Love Lies Bleeding with? Is that? I think it's Kristen Stewart. Isn't
Oh,
it?
I need to see that. It's on my
Yeah.
Plex server. I
That's
need
the
to watch
one
it.
that's the one that a bunch of weird dudes kept getting
she was
caught.
in Quantum Mania.
Was she?
Yeah.
No, Love Lies Bleeding is the one that a bunch of weird dudes kept getting caught in theaters with their pants around their
Rub and
ankles.
tug.
So
Jesus.
PSA, don't be fucking weird and jerk off in a movie theater.
She was in The Rookie. You're right. She
Unless
was.
you're in the designated area.
Unless you're there.
What?
And also, more importantly, if you're gonna be a weirdo
Also,
and
Agents of Shield.
yeah, if you're
Westworld.
gonna be a weirdo and jerk off in the movie theater, don't fall asleep with your dick in your hand.
Jesus Christ.
That
Fucking
says more about the movie.
elementary. Oh no, it says more
Holy
about
crap! She's
the
been in
dude
a
who
lot
the
that I
dude who
watched.
got caught doing that drank a whole bottle of tequila and then started jerking off during Love Lies Bleeding, and people took pictures. He fell asleep with his pants. He took all the shit out of his pockets and like put it in the seat next to him so he wouldn't be jingling.
That's a good
And there's just a
story.
picture of him slumped over holding it. And then the next picture the lady posted was the cops walking him out of the theater. So yeah, don't jerk off in movies. Men, come on, hey men, let's have a talk. For
Didn't
a
we
second
learn
here.
anything from Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah. Let's as men, let's have a conversation for a second.
No,
Do
let's
that.
not do this.
Don't do that.
No, please.
Don't do that. Do better. Be better. You're
Also,
capable of
don't call
more.
drawers draws.
Open that drawer over there.
That is so not appropriate. I can't believe you just did that
Oh,
voice.
what? Oh, what?
The R word voice?
No,
That was
that's
a
not what he
country
did.
accent.
That's
dingus.
not what he did.
That was not a country.
Yes, it
Who's
was.
you gonna open that drawer over there, buddy? They
Oh,
got
no,
that
maybe
drawer
that
with the
was-
moon
That's a
shining
very
there.
hard thing on
That
man,
says
man.
more about you
Come
than
on, man.
about
Dang on,
me.
man. Just, well, come on, man.
Come on,
Whip
man.
that
I
thing
just
out
know
of
you
the
think
pan,
the
man.
ER is silent on the end of
Your
it.
drawer.
Are you trying to be an
Drawer.
auctioneer in there, slow talker?
Here, damn drawer. You got over here, damn drawer.
You gotta keep that thing
So
in the pants,
Twisters,
man. During
what would you
trailers,
rate it
man.
out of
Dang
five?
old.
What?
What would you rate Twisters out of 5? Just out of curiosity.
I'd give it a 4.5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would say
thought it
between a
was
4
good.
and a 4.5.
I thought the tornado physics in the movie were pretty cool.
It's also, you know what? There was like meteorologists who were like, well, actually, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't care. If anyone looks at me at any point,
Film school dropouts.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit.
if
Zero.
ever you're giving me your
I don't
opinion,
go to the movie for the science.
if you're ever giving me your opinion on a movie and you start with, well, actually, shut the fuck up. The only person
Don't
I'll
be so angry.
Okay,
The
fine. Shut
barometric
the fuck
pressure
up,
that day
please.
would have had to have been.
The only person I'll accept this from is whenever there's an airplane in a movie, my dad will tell me how wrong the airplane is because he is a mechanic and he knows about airplanes, and I'll accept that because you're my dad and I love you. Anyone else, if you look at me, he's like, well, they've never had that force power before. Shut up.
You can't make that maneuver with just the ailerons by themselves.
Actually,
This
if
is
if they try to do the light speed ram, shut the fuck up. It's a movie.
Do you think your dad knows enough about airplanes that he could take over the controls and fly the plane?
I'm gonna say yes, but it's because I think my dad's cool.
Okay, well, let's do this.
Realistically, though,
because yo mama is watching and potentially yo
I
father.
think my dad's off tonight.
If they can text us a response to this, did you ever see the video and hear the audio of that mechanic who stole the plane and then to kill himself?
That guy is a hero.
Oh yeah,
And he
That
did,
guy is a hero.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
the internet.
I will never call him a hero because I don't want to.
The internet kind of
encourage-
fell in love with him. Though.
Yeah,
And I guess
yeah.
I'll nose it down.
I think there
Call
there
it
will
that.
probably be a movie about that guy at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Who
like,
will
I mean,
play him,
he did a loop and almost hit the
No,
water.
no.
But
He did a loop that is technically impossible for that plane and came within 10 feet of the water.
yeah,
In the loop.
I haven't don't know all the details of it. I just know it's very sad.
if you've never gone down the YouTube rabbit hole and listened to the audio of that,
yeah,
it is very sad.
What's
He's
crazy
he's like, I can't believe I did this. I shouldn't have done this. I know that I'm going to embarrass my parents but none of it's going to matter.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
because
I've always wondered if a mechanic knows enough about those planes to be able to do that.
well,
Because I mean,
Dad,
even taking off in one of those
yeah,
planes.
I mean,
Basically
Dad, if
said I
you're,
played
if
a lot of
you're,
video games, so I kind of know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Dad, if you're watching and you have an answer to that question, let me know. Or Dad, if you're not watching, but Mom, you are, let me know if you think Dad could fly a plane.
And this was a twin engine.
Alaska Air.
It was an
twin-engine
Alaska Air twin engine
turboprop.
prop.
I do know
turboprop.
that my dad knows how to taxi airplanes.
Well, if you know how to drive a car, you know how to taxi an airplane.
It seems
Eh.
inaccurate.
But you don't need to worry about vertical lift when you're driving an airplane.
I mean, you probably have to worry. You probably want to be concerned about if you're going to accidentally go vertical. I thought I felt my phone buzz.
Anyways, yeah. So if you've never gone down the YouTube rabbit hole, do it. Just and I've almost shed a tear listening to the audio.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that it's very, very sad because it's
Yeah.
a very likable man. And
Yeah.
there's
There's moms.
we got the answer. Taking off is no problem. Not sure about the landing.
Is
it's
that
a
dad?
bitch.
Is that dad who texted?
Well, my
that?
mom texted. I don't know if it's my dad's word. I think it might be
Landing
my.
is a
It sounds
bitch.
like my dad's words translated by my mom.
Well, here's the
Very
crazy
Indiana
thing.
Jones.
Here's-
Fly, yes. Land,
Yeah.
no.
The crazy thing is that there have been enough times that people have had to take over the controls of a plane who have never flown.
yeah, like us, like
And
the
have
regular
been
version.
either talked through landing or basically said that, the plane automatically will pretty much get you there,
Yeah,
but you have to kind of do the last little bit.
that was direct answer from my father, typed out by my mother because my dad is building some Legos that he bought using our affiliate code or not affiliate code, our affiliate link through popcorntribunal.com. So
You know what's funny is I don't know how we get paid for that.
you should figure that out.
I should probably figure that out.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just got so much.
How we get support from our partners. over at
A lot of
That's
these
true.
planes will land themselves, but they will not lower the landing gear
Yes,
themselves
there's things
or
like stopping
reduce
and-
engine
yeah.
thrust on
Yeah.
their own.
Do you know what I'm really excited about? Speaking of Lego,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
you know what I'm speaking of Lego. You know what I'm really excited about?
The
As a
new
brief
Zelda
detour here.
tree?
Well, that is cool, but that's not it. On September 1st, they're releasing a line of D&D mystery Lego minifigures. And Lego, let me tell you right now, I'll sell my house to have enough money to get all of
He
them.
doesn't have a house.
That's true. I have an apartment. I guess I
How
can't
many
really sell.
kidneys do you have?
4.
I saw a
Safe, you
meme.
still have 2. You've got a nice system.
I saw a meme the other day, and I thought it was real, and I got super excited. And it was the Lego architecture,
Yeah.
and it was the Twin Towers, and it said it was releasing on September 11th.
Oh no!
And I was so excited. I'm like, sweet.
Do you
And then
know-
I realized, why is there a plane in the photo?
Do you know? Oh no! You know this might be a controversial statement, but I love a good 9/11 joke as much as the next guy. Completely out of left field, I was playing custom maps in Fall Guys a week ago, and the map title was said friendly good times. And when you load in, there's no obstacles or anything. There was just a stack of boxes to make 2 towers, a plane someone had built. It rotates around, knocks out the towers to reveal a sign that says level over, and then you turn around and the finish line is just behind you. So the whole point of the level was just drop in, watch the tragedy unfold, and then walk away.
I am one of those people that hates when tragedies become something that everything is all about.
Sure.
And it's for me, it's because that means they're not healing, right?
Oh, sure.
It's not because it's annoying to hear. It's because I want people to be able to heal.
Yeah,
It's all
sure,
about
sure.
being empathetic. And so yeah, I also enjoy a good 9/11
It's
joke.
one of
It was
those
23 years ago.
It's
you
also
know?
one of those things that doesn't take away when I actually seriously engage with media about 9/11. It's a horrifying
like
tragedy.
I don't enjoy a COVID joke, right?
Yeah.
Because 3 million people died 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I watched the second plane hit live, and I've been to
So did
Ground
I,
Zero,
yeah.
been to
Yeah,
the top of the Trade Center.
I was gonna say I think I did too, but we were at like a doctor's appointment and
And we were at work, and someone had the news on in their office.
Yeah.
And came out and yelled, and everyone like got off the phones. Everyone just kind of piled into the conference room, and we turned it on. And we turned it on in time to hear them talk about the vehicle with explosives on the Brooklyn Bridge.
I still can't watch it.
What an odd gauntlet of topics we've covered today.
I've watched every documentary.
I have too.
I have too.
And see, that's the important thing about it is when you're engaging with legitimate media about it, horrifying tragedy brings me to tears every time. It's gut wrenching to watch.
Yeah.
But most tragedies you can cope with a nice joke or two.
I think there's
every
a
now and
difference. People who didn't watch the second plane hit live, it hits your brain differently. Like for me, it's a mental trigger. No matter
no,
I watch it
shit,
with my
dude.
kids,
Watching
I
it live,
immediately break down
I
when
was
I see that.
horrified.
Yeah,
Because
I
that
was
moment
a
of
kid,
realization
so
that reality just changed forever.
Yeah.
I happened to be homesick that day.
I was 19, just turned 19, and had
Well,
friends in the
because you
service.
expected,
fucked
like,
up.
you saw the second plane hit, and then you hear about Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and you hear about
We
another
didn't know what
plane
was gonna
flying
happen.
towards Washington,
Yeah.
and you're like, what else?
Yeah,
are
we had no
going
idea
to
when it was
see
going to
happen
stop.
live?
Oh, I mean, I remember like I happened to be homesick that day,
Yeah.
and I think I stayed home the rest of the week. I think my parents just kept
They,
me home.
a lot of schools shut down for a week.
I don't
or so.
remember if the school shut down or not. I'm pretty sure I was home for the rest
Yeah.
of the week.
So interesting, kind of weird fact. I
Is it,
have
though?
well, because I was one of those guys. I recorded everything. Like when there was music on TV, I recorded everything. So I always had plenty of blank VHS tapes. I have an entire 7 days nonstop recordings from the 5 minutes.
Do you have the recording of them talking about the bombs on the Brooklyn Bridge?
Well, from 5 or 10 minutes before the second plane hit, I have from that moment 7 days straight of VHS recordings.
Have you converted it to
Really?
DVD yet?
I haven't. It's in a box. At my
That would be
parents' house.
fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
I do like YouTube compilations of people who are like, here's the footage of that we have recorded or reacting to it. That kind of stuff is very interesting to see.
Well, the thing about media and media cycles and things of that sort
Mhm.
is there comes a point when everything falls off the radar. Let's talk a little bit about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, right? He knows that a week after he can take that fake bandage off his ear and show people that his ear is just fine because people don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You've spent the nickel.
it was interesting with 9/11 how for months afterwards it was still in the news cycle.
Yeah. Oh, well, one day when we start our politics/American history podcast, we'll talk all about how irreversibly 9/11 has fucked up the entire world because
So-
it's how far
It's a different situation.
There is-
Gentlemen,
Yes.
on the wall right behind me on this shelf
Yeah.
back here. Let me switch the
I'm
camera
looking.
over. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to see it though.
Like 9/11 and World War One.
These framed signatures.
Yeah.
I won't mention the artist's name, but he was in my dad's photography studio on 9/11, and he signed those about 10 minutes before it all happened. And
Oh.
they're dated 9/11.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why won't you name the artist?
Okay, it's Kenny Aronoff. At the time, he was drumming for the
Fuck is
Smashing
Kenny
Pumpkins.
Aronoff? Oh, okay, gotcha.
But he was in the photography studio doing a Klipsch advertisement, and he filled that out. He goes, "Chris, good luck with your drumming and your music and all this stuff." And then Kenny Aronoff, 9/11.
Jeez.
No shit, that's crazy.
literally what's on
It's
those
kinda
right
nuts.
behind me.
It's crazy that a rock musician will be up that early in the morning.
Well, what's crazy is he flew into the Fishers Airport and then could not fly back out,
Yeah,
and my
could not.
dad had to drive him back down to Bloomington.
That's nuts, man.
We should do a
Ironically, I was in Bloomington.
we should do a political podcast someday.
I'll switch back.
Talk about American.
Well,
talk
but
about
here's
world
the
history.
thing. Okay, let's talk about that, right? If we did a political podcast,
Sure.
it would be pretty contentious because the circles that you live in,
Yes.
from a political standpoint, are very much internet, social media driven. You know, that's kind of the source.
Sure.
The circle that I live in is congressional websites, Senate websites, House and Senate. There's no opinion shit that matters. What
I'm
matters
slightly
is
more extremist than you, maybe in some of
100%.
my views.
There's you're far left. I'm definitely liberal,
yeah.
but I also am open to the potential that there are some opportunities cross party lines. I don't think currently there is. I think
Yeah.
the Republican Party's pretty fucked. But I think that there's a glimmer of hope in some of the up and comers.
Sure, sure.
Republican in
Republican
name
Party.
only at the moment.
I think that Congress.
This man used to call himself libertarian. I don't think he calls himself that anymore.
That was many years ago before it went absolute bat.
now
shit
it's fucking batshit
crazy.
crazy.
that
You-
was
did you know that they nominated
that was
a
13
gay
years
man
ago.
as their presidential candidate this year
really.
simply to put a gay man up against Joe Biden and
Of course
Donald
they
Trump?
did.
Oh, okay.
Like they say that outright.
Chris was a libertarian before the libertarians' main talking point became age of consent's kind of dumb.
No,
huh?
it was before the Tea Party
It
crap
was
happened.
before the Tea Party.
Yeah. Well, that's around when that happened.
But so it would definitely be an interesting world, and I think we would almost need a roundtable with a very conservative human being.
Sure.
I would almost love to do that with a conservative female.
I was sort of conservative back then. I am not even.
Yes,
Yeah.
Chris. Is,
Not even
I've known
kinda.
Chris long enough to have seen that swing.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fun, and by fun I mean really contentious. But I think if we
Insightful.
did it with a conservative female, I think like a Tommy Lauren kind of situation,
I'd rather
I think-
die.
I
I'd rather
think,
eat my own brain than talk to her.
which is why I think it would be
Yeah,
brilliant to
yeah.
have that kind of a conversation with a fourth person.
I think Congress.
I don't think we could record it here because shit would get broken.
Oh, fair. I think Congress people and senators should be allowed to physically fight each other.
Well, but here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, what I love about our podcast is it's a little ADD, right? We just randomly talk about shit
little.
sometimes.
No idea what you're talking about.
I
I wasn't paying attention. That's why.
But I think what would be, I've always said that I think it would be great to watch football games with comedians commentating,
Mm. Okay.
or not have a filter. Like Pat McAfee does a great job, right? He has very little filter.
We have filters.
I'd love to watch someone be like an old football, like what the fuck was he thinking? Stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I've always said I think that'd be a great football broadcast. I think a lot of people would watch it. Like, how great would a video podcast be with you have like Nerf guns and like swords, like Nerf swords and shit on the table, and like you can fucking get contentious and like shoot someone with a Nerf dart and stuff like that, and just kind of get everything out
Sure, sure.
and have it be a podcast. I think it'd be funny as shit. I think it would be crazy.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
I think
You
so.
can't steal our ideas, by the way.
Yeah, you can, but we'll come for you.
Yeah. I'd love to do that. Like I said, I don't think we could do that here.
Yeah. I just think more things would happen at a government level if Congress and Senate knew that the risk of getting slapped in the fucking face was always on the table. Like if they just knew, if you knew,
I think we need to bring duels back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you knew you could walk up to a podium and be like, "Well, see, here's the thing about transgender people," and then someone could just
Slap.
come out and you'd probably think a little more carefully about the shit you put out there if you knew that you could.
I mean, it didn't change Rand Paul, did it?
Well, here's the thing. If
well,
you
listen,
think about
you
Got his
Adapt to
ass
die.
kicked. Oh,
what's the one thing that Trump said about the debate, he wouldn't do it with live fact checking. If you could live fact check in the House and Senate,
That'd be sick.
right?
That'd be
Instead
so
of,
good.
oh,
I
you
mean,
get
some
your
people
5
do.
minutes. Yeah, but nobody listens. But like, if you could get your 5 minutes, dude, I watched the
nothing
video
is
last
better
night.
than when Bobert gets fact checked.
No,
live.
the best.
Oh
I
my
watched.
God.
I watched a video the other night of Kamala Harris as the speaker, or as the leader of this House,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She's the tying whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a male Republican representative got up and totally like started gaslighting her.
Yeah.
And she just called him the fuck out. And I was like, that's what's up. To the point where at the end she said, "Do you have any additional questions?" And he just silent for a second. And she's like, okay. Moving on.
I'm
It was
just saying,
great.
if you knew that the phrase "butch built bad body"
Oh
came
my
with the
God.
threat of a flying
Bad built
down,
butch body.
bad built butch. Sorry,
Yes.
if you knew that statement came with the threat of someone flying through the
Smacking
air to
the shit
open
out of
palm
you.
slap you,
While she takes off her big hoop earrings, 'cause
Marjorie
she's about
Taylor
to drop
Greene
some
would
shit.
never say another fucking word.
Anyways,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Here's the thing. Like, I think that the two-party system is fucked right now.
Yeah.
I am not a registered Democrat. I'm nonpartisan. I can't vote in primaries because the state that we're in requires you to register Republican or Democrat.
Yes,
I don't ever vote along party lines. So,
same.
you know,
Oh, straight ticket voting is the biggest bullshit.
Yeah, 100%.
Ah,
So, what I will say is this: your vote counts, and that means that those third-party voters that say I'm going to vote for so and so, I'm going to write in Kanye.
You know
if
who you
those
are.
people can get fucked.
those people can get fucked simply because that is a contentious vote, and by a contentious vote, I mean that essentially casting that vote is casting a vote
Yeah.
for
This election is too important. Don't be a dick.
yeah.
The only kind of partisan you should be is the French kind of partisan, and that
Why
means
did you sound like
revolution,
Jack
baby.
You sounded like Jack Nicholson. At the
Did I?
start. The only
kind of partisan you should be is the,
The
French
only
definition
kind
of
of
partisan, which
Why are
means
we all doing terrible?
we
Jack
take to the
Nicholson?
streets and we start lighting shit up.
Breaking
motherfucker,
news.
in a
Shit
video
on
game.
fire.
In a video game.
Now you sound
we're
like
gonna tear.
Joaquin Phoenix.
We're gonna tear the government down in Minecraft, not in the real. In Minecraft.
yeah. To the
But-
Secret Service agents listening to this podcast.
When you ask me what's my political party, it's fire, baby.
All right, let's get back to the
I
movies, right?
like it.
Because
Yeah,
there's
what
some,
time is it?
there's some fucking cool shit coming out.
Oh,
we need to.
we're
yeah,
close
got
to house
music.
music.
We didn't start until 8:00. Anyways,
We're an hour and 22 minutes
See?
into this one.
almost
Woo.
8:00. Anyways, Alien Romulus.
Can't wait for that Regal
I'm
popcorn bucket.
stoked about
If
that.
you haven't seen the Alien Romulus popcorn buckets, Google AMC and Regal have one. I almost want to make a Twitter poll and find out which
The
people think
AMC
it's
one, if
cooler.
you turn it upside down, looks like a giant black penis.
Okay, well, I still think the Regal one's cooler.
I
but-
still have the Wolverine one, by the way.
Oh, you never brought it.
No, I didn't. I figured it because it's upright. Wolverine's head is down, so you'd have to like lay it down. And
If we go to Alien Romulus at Regal, will you buy me the popcorn bucket?
no,
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Stingy.
am I your sugar daddy?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I thought that's why you were here.
Yeah. You said, when you brought me on, you said, I need a new ward. Will you let me be your sugar daddy? And I was like, yeah, of course.
Don't
That's
be
not at all
stingy,
what I
Tony.
said.
Come on.
No, he said, I love you and I value your opinion and I want you on my podcast.
Also, not what I said.
Yeah, actually, what he said was, I need to fill the seat at the table.
That's
So,
not what I said. What I said was, I loved it when you and Tyler almost got into a fight over a dark saber or a
Into a-
dark
Please
No,
join our
Gray
echo
Jedi.
chamber.
Gray Jedi, and that I thought that kind of energy would be acceptable.
rare Easter egg, Tyler mentioned, hey, Tyler, I love you, buddy. I hope you're watching. Probably aren't.
Tyler is enjoying being a dad. They adopted a dog. They bought a house.
I thought you said they adopted a kid. And I was like, another one?
It's one of those situations where you love someone from afar. The man
Sure.
had been my best friend for years. I still consider him one of my best friends, but he's taking some time to raise a family.
I'm his best friend.
Sorry, Wendy. I don't know that that's true. Oh
Oof.
shit.
Jesus.
But anyway, so Alien Romulus is coming out.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Me too.
I'm extremely disappointed about our market losing all of its screenings. We haven't had a valid major studio screening in months.
Well, could that be because of a certain group of people not being all they're cracked up to be?
You mean the film school dropouts?
Oh.
No, we're awesome.
Shop.popcorntribunal.com.
Are you telling me that if people in an already sort of unstable market start acting like they're the shit, people don't want to deal with them anymore? That's
Shocking.
fucking crazy.
Hey,
That's crazy.
And then they ruin it for the rest of us who are normal and have a
No
normal relationship
way.
with reps?
How could that
That's
happen?
so crazy.
No.
I'm sure they won't be talking about this in some kind of fucking pretentious ass blog post in a week. That would be crazy. What, you're the only one who's allowed to make these comments?
You want outro music?
All I will
'Cause it
say
just
is
kinda
this.
started.
You can outro it and then just cut it when we're done with this single statement. What I will say is
Alright.
this.
Yeah, say it right to the camera.
I don't need an organization.
Hell no.
I'll drop it for this.
I don't need to have the validation of 700 like-minded individuals.
Fuck no.
What I need is
Like a
someone that will sit next to me and talk shit about a movie,
Yeah.
but enjoy that movie, even
Yeah.
though we're talking shit about it.
Fuck
Why?
yeah.
Because going to the cinema,
Yeah.
going to the movies is about getting lost in the situation that is on the screen in front of you. It's
Yeah.
about imaginary worlds. It's about imaginary
Yeah.
stories. It's about tugging at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
It's about making you laugh. It's about laughing at people with Tourette's on the screen in front of you.
Not gonna say yeah to
It's
that
about
one.
Lupita Nyong'o
Nope,
and her
I
dark
already know
chocolate
I'm not going to agree to
sweetness.
that one.
But it's not about looking at every movie and going, the cinematography is wonderful.
I don't.
What
need,
it's about is it's going, that movie was fantastic, and here is why it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not about shitting on movies. When they talk about film criticism, it is not about shitting on movies. Have you ever heard of the term constructive criticism?
Probably not.
Let's talk about
Wait.
what could have been done better.
So it's not supposed
Yeah.
to be a circle jerk of people with degrees and bad taste?
Well,
Just because you have a
No.
journalism degree doesn't mean that you think you know more about movies than other people.
I don't want to do a podcast with you if you won't walk out of the movie 65 Million with me and talk about why it was funny to watch Adam Driver fist punch a velociraptor.
Yeah, you won't fall asleep during Godzilla with
look
me.
at the studio
Fuck you.
representative after watching
Oh, was it Indiana Jones?
no, what was the movie with Joaquin Phoenix? Where
Oh,
the weird fever dream experience.
Bo is afraid.
Or walking out and saying to the studio rep, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
I think what I said to him was, "What did you invite me to?" It's like, why did you do this?
Anyways, listen. Let's talk about it. I love doing this podcast. I love talking about movies. We just won an award from a corporate vision, a company called Corporate Vision. We are the best movie podcast of 2024.
Hell yeah.
I don't care if their readers are 75,000 across the country. Something about them thought we were good enough to name us the 2024 movie podcast
Hell
of the year.
yeah.
We're the number 41 movie podcast of all time on Good Pods.
Fuck yeah.
There's a reason we have that. There's a reason that if I need to talk to Disney, I email Disney and I don't have to go through a studio representative. And that's
Oh.
because people like what we have to say. Even if you don't, people do. So if you know, you know, shop.popcorntribunal.com. Get your film school dropout merch. There's a reason we put this out. There's a reason this man came up with the idea, because we've been talking about film school dropouts for years. It's perfect. It fits what we are. It fits what we're all about.
And if you agree with
And
us,
fuck
then
the haters.
if you agree with that line of thought, then you're a film school dropout too, baby.
Yeah. And it's quality merch. And don't forget.
You're not turning it enough.
Oh,
You didn't turn
sorry.
it off.
Anyways,
It says popcorn.
there's
on
a
the
cool
shoulder.
little new logo on the back of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's some really cool stuff up there. Check it out. It's one way to help support this. Chris has been doing this production for five years
long,
for free.
long years.
And I want to pay the man. So every dollar that we get for the merch is going directly to that man. So definitely help us support him.
And if you buy enough,
Not that he fucking needs it.
if you
I need
buy
money
enough
to insulate
merch,
my walls, you know.
if you buy enough merch and we pay Chris enough, then we also get paid. So that's kind of cool.
I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years, and while being paid sounds great, I don't really care about
Yeah.
that. I just enjoy the fact that people are fucking listening.
Yeah.
People are enjoying the content,
Yeah.
that our partners love us, and that they support us as much as we support them.
Glitch interacts with my tweets more than anyone else, and that makes me smile. I did
So-
a tweet about Star Wars, and Glitch liked it, and that
Probably
made
look
my
at
day.
my tweets like,
Oh yeah,
this
Chris's
guy."
Chris's Twitter presence.
What I love is that
untouchable.
you guys stay here for this ADD content. It enables us to just kind of have fun once a week doing this. It helps Chris step outside of the I've got children under the age of 10. It helps Blaha step away from the toilets making more noise and I gotta wait for the apartment maintenance to come by. It helps me not be pissed off at my 14-year-old for skipping football practice. Because we get to come in here, we get to drink our Glitch energy, we get to talk about our Space Panda Delta gummies, we get to think about the Lux bidet that I get to go home and wash my ass with. You know, because we have partners that love us, And we love each and every one of you that are here watching us, listening to us.
And-
Fuck the haters, film school dropouts. Let's do this shit. Thank you
And
for
one
watching
day-
and listening, Popcorn Tribunal.
One day we'll
And
be
Blaha's
saying,
got to have the last word.
yes, one
Time
day
for
we'll
music.
be saying all of that
Yes.
with lightsabers in our hands.
I just want to state for the record, 2 weeks ago, I told this man, find us a lightsaber company. I will write the proposal. He has given me none. It's on him. It's on him.
I'm being a little picky, I think, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's talking to his circle of friends, and oh my god.
I actually have discussed it.
I know.
I do have Star Wars
But
content
really,
creator
but
friends
really,
I've talked to.
we thank you guys for being here. We thank you for listening. Season 6 is coming out a little slow, but that's because our man is editing for free and he's got shit to do, and we're thankful for everything that he does.
There's about to be a huge.
We also
huge
moved
drop.
to Spotify for hosting. We are working towards
Yeah.
potentially being a Spotify podcast. Also,
Sorry?
keep an eye out, keep an ear out. You may start hearing some ads. That's great because it also supports us. But we will make sure that those ads are limited because it benefits us, because our ads will appear on other Spotify podcasts.
And every
which is
single one of
massive.
them will end with me going, and cut!
Yeah, no, it won't. And
I miss that though. I kind of like it. It makes it so much easier for
Oh my
me.
god, can we have merch with just two hands clapping going, and cut?
Yes, yes, we can. But Tony won't approve. But
Yeah,
we can
he
do
will.
it.
Look at him. He's already smiling. Look at him. He likes it. He likes the idea. You like the idea. Just admit it. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
turn that music up. Turn the mics down. Let's get out of here.
I hope the rest of your week goes great. Mom and Dad,
He
will let
really
you know
does
when
have
I'm
to
home.
have the last word, doesn't he?
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, my favorite part of the podcast, you think it's talking about movies, you think it's hanging out with my friends. No, it's that I get to talk and they can't tell me to stop.
Have a great night.
I can
Chris,
mute
cut
you.
the feed.
I mean,
cut
that's
the feed,
true.
Chris. Have
Don't
a great
cut the
night,
feed.
guys.
Don't cut the feed.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
All right, the music is over, which means
Good night,
it's
everybody.
Michael time. Get off the.
I'm just
get
gonna
off the
cut him
mic.
this time. 3,
No, don't cut
2,
me. Don't cut me.
1, cut.
All right.